Hi everyone, this is Mike. I'm going to do a UK version of Vinyl Tag 2021 where 20 questions are asked about vinyl and I give you my honest answers. Starting off with number 1, a discovery in 2020. This one me and my wife discovered this year, but it's an album from 2018, a bit late to the party. It's Pyjama, Nice to Meet You. She's a young French singer. She sings in English on all the tracks on there. On a YouTube channel she sings French songs. She does cover versions of current pop hits, as well as cover versions of things like The Doors and Velvet Underground. You can tell that's where her influences lie. Can't wait to hear more stuff from her. Number 2, a quarantine buy. This was bought for Christmas for me by my wife, and it's one of the latest Bowie albums, a live album, double album, Ouvrez, live in Dallas 95. The title Ouvrez is actually part of a lyric from All the Madmen off the Man Who Sold the World album. And he also reprised that for in the Buzzare of Suburbia. The next one, an LP you want to find in 2021. I want to find this one because I bought this for my wife for her birthday. And it's not the right version really. The actual media, the album's brilliant, mint condition. It's absolutely brilliant, but the cover's not right. If you've seen the Zombies, Odessey and Oracle, it's a lovely cover. That's not. So I promise I will buy that again in 2021. The next one, a box set. So question 4, a box set. I've got a couple of box sets, but the one I've gone for is The Clash. All 19 UK singles. It's got the original covers, or well, reproductions of the original covers, the sleeves. Absolutely brilliant, love it. My son bought me this, my son Jordan bought this for a birthday a couple of years ago. I absolutely love it, thanks Jordan. The next one, a concept album. This is one that I love the concept of it because it's about intolerance, and it's The Point by Nilsson. The village is called The Point and everyone's got a pointed head apart from our little hero, who when he grows up they find out he's got a round head, so they actually send him and his dog Arrow, they send him out into the pointless forest where he finds out that everything's pointless because intolerance is pointless, and that's the basic gist of the album. Love the album, and just to show that it was a proper concept album, they actually did a play of it as well with Mickey Dolenz and Davy Jones out the Monkeys in it, and they're singing all the songs that Nilsson sang on there. Question number 6, an album where an artist or band changed direction. And going back all the way back to 1971, as you can see that 72 behind me there, Transformer, but 71, I'm actually going for T-Rex. It's Electric Warrior. Well, T-Rex started off as Tyrannosaurus Rex, and they were a folk band really, because Mark Bolan was a Bob Dylan nut. Bowie was early doors as well. But Mark Bolan, the story is that Bolan got his surname because of Bob Dylan's name, because it's the first 2 digits of Bob and it's the last 3 letters of Dylan, and that's how he got Bolan. And you could really tell that was influenced by Dylan for the first 3 albums and quite a lot of the first T-Rex album. Well, this one, Electric Warrior, this is like the invention of glam rock really. It's the first full glam rock album. So you could say that Bob Dylan invented glam rock, but you'd be totally wrong. The next one, question number 7, a white label promo. This is by 2 people out of New Order. Bernard Sumner's left to join Electronic and had Bad Lieutenant. Hooker, Peter Hook, formed Revenge, and now he's Peter Hook and the like. So the other 2 decided to do their own stuff. So this is a white label promo, and this is, they called themselves The Other 2, and this is Tasty Fish. So it's actually Gillian Gilbert and Stephen Morris, who are the married couple in New Order. The next one, a compilation album. This one, when I did the last Vinyl Tag, the quarantine one, there was a question about an album that made you delve deeper into that genre. Well, I wanted to show this one, but I couldn't find it in my collection. Well, I found it now, and it's a compilation, so I'm going to show it now. And it's the Some Bizzare album. It's synth music. It'd be wrong to call it synth pop because it's quite experimental, but some dirty synths on there. Love it. But it was the first album that Some Bizzare brought out. And it was meant like a sampler. But it was the first record that people like Depeche Mode, The B-Mover, Blancmange, Soft Cell, they're all on there with their first things, and songs you can't get anywhere else. Apart from Blancmange, actually, the track they do on there, they reworked it on the first album, Happy Families, Sad Day. But the version that's on air is more acoustic with a drum machine going than the synth-laden version they did on Happy Families. Question number 9, an album that tells a story. This is a story about when me and my wife got married, and it's Computer World by Kraftwerk. We actually picked the date of our wedding to coincide with Kraftwerk playing the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao. And what they were doing a series of concerts to do every album each night. And my wife's favourite album is Man Machine, and my favourite album is Computer World. So luckily, the concurrent albums, so we went to see them for 2 nights, and we saw Man Machine one night, the following night we saw Computer World. But because it was our honeymoon, the hotel, very nicely of them, gave us free tickets to go into the Guggenheim Museum to see all the exhibits. So we'd seen Man Machine one night, the following day we went into the Guggenheim, looking at the exhibits, and in the lift we bumped into a guy it's turned out he's a massive Kraftwerk nut. He is the go-to expert for Kraftwerk, Paul Wilkinson. And we just got talking, and we told him our story, how we've based our whole honeymoon on coming to Bilbao to see Kraftwerk. And he said, the band will love that. Come and meet me afterwards, I'll introduce you to them. So we were thinking, is he pulling our leg here? But we met him afterwards. We met him a few times since as well. Lovely fella. And he introduced us to Kraftwerk on our honeymoon. Brilliant. Thank you, Paul. The next one, an album, number 10, an album that needs a vinyl pressing. This has got vinyl pressing, but it's very rare. And if you ever see it for sale, it's always in 3 digits. You can't get it for let's say 100, 150, 200 quid, if you can see it. I've not seen it for sale for a long, long time. And it's The Buddha of Suburbia by David Bowie. It's the soundtrack to the TV series. Definitely needs a reissue for that one. Question number 11, a common album and an uncommon album. Right, for the common album, I've gone for 80s synth classic, Human League, Dare. Everyone had a copy of Dare in the 80s. Now for a slightly uncommon one, I've gone for Demis Roussos and Vangelis. And it is true. But it's Aphrodite's Child, 666, who Demis Roussos, who UK fans know forever and ever it's called, where he was wearing a kaftan, where this was a Greek psych band, brilliant. This is on the Vertigo, it's a reissue this one, Vertigo Swirl, red vinyl. Absolutely banging album, it's absolutely brilliant. Number 12, show an EP. I'm going to show an EP that it actually got to number 1 in the UK charts. And it's a Special AKA Live, Too Much Too Young. A lot of people who heard Too Much Too Young didn't realise it was actually live. But it's also got Guns and Navarone on there, Long Shot Kick the Bucket, Liquidator, Skinhead Moonstomp, great ska. Number 13, a girl group. There's lots of girl groups that me and my wife like. But the one we've gone for is a fairly recent find. We saw them supporting, I can't think what the band were called. It'll come to me in a second. But we went to the group, my wife met them, got this signed copy, and the group's called Chai, and this is Pink. And they're on the Heavenly record label. I can't think who we saw. If it comes back to me, I'll tell you later. No, number 14, an album cover you love. The one we've gone for here, I love it so much, we've actually got it in a frame because we normally have it on the wall. And it's The Last King of Pop by Paul Heaton. There's a bit of a story behind this as well, because the one who's actually took the photograph of this did our wedding photographs. Paul Husband, who we didn't know him before. We actually, it was weird the way we actually won him in a raffle. There was a raffle to help Syrian refugees who Paul had kindly donated his services. We won the raffle. At the time we weren't getting married, but when we were getting married, got back in touch with Paul saying, remember us, we won that prize. We met him. He's now become a friend. He's a music nut, and he does such good photography. He does a lot of things, like he's done Cabbage. Brilliant photographer. But that's on our wall, a signed copy by Paul Heaton. Question number 18, an album you listen to the most. And the reason I must listen to it the most, I think it's about the 4th or 5th copy that I bought. And it's The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars by Bowie. The first copy that I got when I was a young lad, I mean, probably about 12, 13. I played it so much, I played it to death until it started jumping. I mean, I didn't have the system that I've got now. But I bought it again while I was still a teenager, and I bought it, as I say, at least 4 or 5 times I bought that album. Right, number 16, an album you had to get an original copy of. I mean, I had to get the original copy of this, really, because when I bought it, there was only the original out. But you've got to get the original of this if you buy the album. It's Brian Eno and David Byrne, Eno Byrne, My Life in the Bush of Ghosts. And the reason for that is there's a track on, the first track on side B is called Quran. And it's chanting by Algerian Muslims, the chanting the Quran. And the Islamic Council of Great Britain actually requested that they take it off the album. So any reissues or anything right up to date now, it's not on the album. It's a great song. It's such a shame, but again, we talk about intolerance, so it's only right if it's deemed as religious intolerance. The next question is the last album you purchased. First of all, this is the last record that I got, which is the new David Bowie single, Mother, Trying to Get Out of Heaven. This came yesterday in the post, but it's also on the Cream, which there's only 1,000 in the world of them, and they're going for ridiculous money on eBay, so I was very, very happy to get that. But the last album we bought was Forever Changes by Love. It's a reissue, obviously, and on 180 gram. And we bought this because we got vouchers for Christmas off our niece, Casey. Thanks a lot, Casey. We've always loved this album. Never had it on vinyl. Well, we have now, thanks to Casey. An album they don't get. So this is supposed to be an album that you like, that other people might say, oh, how can you like that? Well, the one I've gone for is Hot Gossip, Geisha Boys and Temple Girls. In the UK, Hot Gossip, they're a dance troupe. They had one hit with Sarah Brightman, I Lost My Heart to a Starship Trooper. I think that was 78, something like that. This is about 81. But the difference with this is brilliant. It's really, really good. It's actually produced by BEF, British Electric Foundation, which is Ian Craig Marsh and Martin Ware out of Evan 17. They were in Human League as well. And they actually do cover versions on air. They do 2 Evan 17 songs. Obviously, the titles are Evan 17 song. They do 4 Human League songs, including, I think it's Circus of Death's on air. They do a Talking Head song and a Sting song as well. It's absolutely, as I say, I like my synth music, and it's absolutely brilliant. The music's done by BEF, British Electric Foundation, so the music was always going to be good anyway. Number 19, a punk album. The one I've gone for, we're toying with the Buzzcocks, the Undertones, Pistols, Stranglers. Are they classed as punk? Out of them all, probably prefer the Stranglers, but are they pub rock? Don't know. But the one we've gone for is an American one. The Dead Kennedys, Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables. Definitely punk. Love the album. Love California Ouvrez, and great record. And the final one is number 20, your favourite 2020 reissue. The one we've gone for here is one we got on Record Store Day, and it's the Magic Numbers. Self-titled album, it's called The Magic Numbers. And it came with a free 7-inch as well, and this one. Always loved the album, never had it on vinyl. It used to go for ridiculous money again, so we've never had it. So when it got reissued, we were more than happy. And the group that I was thinking of before, that Chai supported, with the Superorganisms, it came to me a bit late there. Anyway, that's all for the Vinyl Tag 2021. I hope you've enjoyed it. See you soon. Ta.